Well, I don't know if you can tell where I am. I'm not even sure, but there's the Capitol way behind those buildings back there. I'm at the train station. This is the downtown DC government train station. Or if you take the train to DC, like to New York, you'll come and go out of here. But the Capitol is, let's see, where the heck is it? Can you see it behind those trees? Let's see, yeah, it's behind those trees there. See where the police car is? Oh, there it is. See the little peak? There's a little peak out there. That's the Capitol. You can't, this is as close as you could get now. And I just walked all the way from the White House here. I couldn't get more than probably 6-7 blocks close to the White House. So this is about 3 or 4 blocks close to the Capitol. And on the other side, it's the same thing, because I was on the other side of the White House yesterday. And so we have letter streets, ABC kind of thing. And so you have the mall, and then the letters start. And from the mall all the way up to L Street, you can't go. Yeah, I guess it's east and west. Or even north and south. It's all blocked off. And then it squeezes a little, so it's a little less for a while. And then when it gets up to the Capitol here, then it expands again. So I'm coming up what's called Massachusetts Avenue. The streets that are named by states they cut through everything. So they're not perpendicular. It's the letters and the numbers are perpendicular. And then the states, for the state, the names of the state, those streets, and they're usually avenues, or Connecticut Avenue and things like that. They go perpendicular, like they cut oblong or 45 degrees into a 90 degree, and they cut through all that. But I don't know how many trains are running now anyway, but this is usually full of taxis and everything. And now, after what happened this week here in Washington, the whole city's crazy. I think it's locking down a whole bunch of places. And also on Capitol Hill here, what's behind me are all the office buildings that the congressmen and senators work out of. So I'm sure they're all worried now. And we're going to have lots of, if you're in law enforcement, you're gonna have a good job for a while, at least. And these guys get paid, big time overtime. Like, I think it's nothing to make $100 grand as a police officer nowadays because of overtime and stuff like that. But that's a guess on my point. I know it used to be, when you get old, you have data in your head that that's older than you are. So that's a problem. But I want to talk about, I see the title I was looking at some stuff now because there's a lot of new grants coming out for rent and mortgage, because by February 1, they're talking about a tsunami of evictions. So that means the bureaucrats, whether it's local or whatever, are talking about really lots more stimulus programs, particularly for rent and mortgage. We got to keep people in their houses. So, I mean, you can't count on anything, but the new one that's out there now that I've been talking about, oh gosh, what's the name of that? I mean, I have some Let's Go Help members tell me that, they applied, they said it was applied. I don't know if it's really even open yet. See, I think what you have to do now is find where this program is going to open. It's called the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, 2021. That's a new one that just was passed about a week ago. The Treasury Department has information on it. Now, here's a website you could go to learn about it more. And this is called N as in Nancy, L as in Lesko, I as in India, H as in health, and C as in care. So that's nlihc.org. Now that stands for National Low Income Housing Association. They keep up on this. That's what's good about nonprofit organizations. They're a good place. They're advocates. for who they want to represent. So if you have problems, I need all the assistance programmers. Yes, Kelly. Okay, you want to track this down. You want to track down the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. You could start with 211. You could start with your mayor, your county government, all the elected officials that I give you all the time. And you want to know where that application is going to be. And I doubt if it's available. I saw an article down in southern Florida. They're talking about it. And they had some articles say it's going to be in the same place that another program they had was. So it's the same place, but it's not available yet. So it's that kind of thing, and it's going to be like that for a while. And what you have to do is just don't be complacent, and say, "Oh, I'll find it when it's ready." No, the cake is going to burn in the oven. You got to keep checking if this cake is ready. Okay, so and I think you really have to start using the telephone to get this stuff now. Forget the internet. It's just too slow, too confusing, and too big. And you don't know. Now, see, the way to find out about this, if you put in rental grant now, you get a gazillion websites. But if you put in Emergency Rental Assistance Program, and you put in, see, when you search something, particularly in Google, you could say, just show me stuff that showed up the last week or the last day. See, so that will give you a better idea about where this stuff is popping up and where, and what, get some more knowledge about how to ask for, what to ask for. You want to know before they open up the gates where that gate is going to be, so you're standing in line. So if Walmart was giving out free TVs next Tuesday, you want to know which Walmart and what time on Tuesday they're going, and you'll go the night before and sleep, right? Okay, this is what we're in now. They're going to give you up to $20,000, not just a TV worth $1,000 or whatever. No, $20,000. So you want to camp out a week before. Bring your wife, bring your title, bring a sleeping bag. But you got to find out where it is. And when you say, where do you apply? If you just call it, where do you apply? Oh, nowhere. No. Well, what about this? Oh, we don't know yet. Forget it. No. You can't take that for an answer. You start calling other places that are a little smarter. That person probably has 100 people on hold on the phone, and they don't have time to chat with you. So you got to keep calling, or else you get nothing, and then you'll be in day 2 in line and could miss it. Why take that risk? There's only $25 billion. I've seen estimates that it may take $50 billion to solve the problems that we have, or 75. All that numbers is bullshit, so don't trust me or anybody else that gives you them. The more important thing is the 25 is real. They're handing out the program money for real. It's grants you don't have to pay back for real. And it's in every city or county, no matter where the hell you live in this country. All these programs that are on the 2021 stimulus package, the new one that was just passed, a week or so ago, they're all in every country. I know I get a lot of people, club members that say, well, I live in this little small town out in nowhere and they don't have any programs. Yes, but they do have national programs if they don't have local programs. So you're right. The bigger cities will have a lot of national programs. But even the state, see, like now Maryland is going to have $1 billion of extra money for small business and for individuals, a stimulus package. This is like, the IRS money. So Maryland's giving out IRS money, like $750 to everybody at a certain income. And it doesn't matter if you live in a tree or downtown Baltimore, you still are eligible. And that's why you have to do it, people. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't do all these things individually for you because I'm so jaded about all this crap that's behind me. But I see it can be of value. And that's what keeps me doing this work. I think it's so important because I know people hate the government, and you see shit like now, that stuff that's going on in the news. No wonder. But believe me, every fat cat is bleeding the hell out of it. But more important, I mean, these programs are for the average person. So you're not screwing anybody else by taking advantage of this money. Sure, maybe somebody else who's also eligible won't get it. But if you need it, then unfortunately, that's the game we're playing. And I understand if you don't want to play it and you want to figure out another way. Yes, I mean, you can. And there's ways. They're not as easy as this. Even if you have to sleep all night in front of the post office or wherever the hell they handing out the money, it's still anything else you do is going to be a hell of a lot harder to get that kind of money. So it's all options in life, and unfortunately, I don't know these other. I mean, there are. I mean, you could work like hell for it. You work 3 jobs. You know, start going on. Look at the gig economy. There are ways to generate income at home, no matter who the hell you are. You know, or what you know, or any degree, or any height, or any color, or anything. And that's available to all of us. You know, so that's another way. But this way, man, this is why, you know, this town is full of, it's all lobbyists. You know, there's something like 20,000 lobbyists in this town just trying to get laws passed on the Hill. And the fat cats learn this. What the fat cats do is they know if you have a business, you could get a law that will bring, you could bribe a couple of congressmen and senators, get a law passed, and that will bring you more business than any marketing effort you could ever dream up of. You know, and just like, you know, student loans, okay, all these, you start a college, a for-profit college, and then show your students how to get student loans from the government, give you the money, you sort of teach them, maybe not, doesn't matter, it seems. And you get the money from the government that the student is in hock for, and they never get a job, but they have a debt to pay back, but you have the money and you're a billionaire. That, to me, that's what Phoenix University is, tell you the truth. I mean, sure, I'm making it a hyperbole, and maybe there's some good stuff there, but that's the way it is. I mean, this is a town that makes billionaires out of millionaires. But there's stuff for everybody that's, you know, people that need help. That's what we're really here supposed to do, you know. I desperately need money. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Well, where do you go first? I mean, that is, call your elected official. I mean, I have a list. Actually, I do. I put it in yesterday in the seminar, and look in the description from yesterday, and today I'll put it in again, of a state-by-state listing of who to call who has these rent programs. There's 7 or 8 offices in every state, and I go through every state, and I have a whole list of every state, so you'll download a report with 50 states in it, so you could travel around the country and finding all the government programs for any state, okay? And that's where to start, okay? And if you don't see it in I'm an old guy, I forget a lot of stuff, man. I'm so sorry. I'm not as efficient, or I'm doing too much, or I don't know what it is. I'm happy, and I'm just sorry I can't be as reliable. So don't rely on me. Use the hell out of me. But believe me, I will screw up. So you just say, let's go, you screwed up. Where the hell is that thing? And so go this second and look at the live ones. They're the ones I put this stuff in. The live streams. So either yesterday's or the day before, there ought to be a download link, and I'll put it in this one when I get back to the ranch. If I make it, if I don't get ambushed on the way back with all these hombres out here. Didn't Trump call somebody dangerous hombres or something like that? Anyway. But actually, what I found, I looked at GoFundMe now. You know, that's it's sort of like a popular fundraising thing. And I put in eviction. 36 GoFundMe campaigns for eviction. scanning, and I just did 3 or 4 pages, everyone was making money. There was one for $500,000. They were getting money to rent, I guess, and mortgage money for a whole neighborhood. $500,000 they got. Wow. See, I mean, there's all kinds. Now, for an individual to do a fund me campaign, I mean, that's tough, but it's cheap and easy. So even if you fail, that's okay. You learn something. But what you have to do is get people to know about it. That's putting it up there and hoping you'll hit the jackpot. That ain't gonna happen. You may get hit by lightning, it happens, but don't count on getting hit by lightning. It's sort of like dressing up nicely and expecting people to rush out and want to date you. No, you have to do work. And so what you have to do with your campaign is find out who could talk about it so other people could look and maybe help. Now, one way to do that is do something sexy that all the bloggers would like to talk about, or the local media, or something like that. Whatever. You're going to sleep out in front naked for the first 3 nights. I don't know. Just something stupid or something good, or you're going to give half the money to the boys club, or all these kinds of things that make people want to talk about it and help you. But you, just another person with a terrible burden. But maybe I'm wrong, because I see 36,000 people that are getting money. The lowest I've seen is like $1,200, $1,500, whatever. And so, gosh, I mean, that's worth anything. And we do have a lot of rich people in this country. Half the people have so much money they don't have to do with it, and the other half are living hand to mouth and can't survive. That's what we built. I don't know how we're going to unbuild that and build something a little better for everybody. But you got to get through this month first, hit by the lightning, it's rough out there. COVID-20, yes, it is rough everywhere. And that's why what to do, it's rough, so just don't count on anything. Everything you do, okay, what's your plan B when this shit doesn't work? So everything you do, I mean, that's how I used to start businesses. I said, okay, I'm going to try this, and I don't count it on working, because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. So I would always plan for what am I going to do next, because I found in the beginning what I'd do, I'd fail at that, and then I'd have to lick my wounds for 3 months because I felt so bad I failed. So if you plan for failure, you're back up right away, man, and going at it, And that's a hell of a lot easier to get through life that way. You don't waste time licking your wounds because you're going to fail a lot. I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. That's right, 10%. So I have great data, statistics. We go by the scientists. We believe the science. Well, the science says I'm wrong 90% of the time. And that's something I'm good at. The stuff I tell you, I'm sort of winging it. So I'm probably wrong a heck of a lot more. And that's life, though. Most of us don't. And particularly you're doing something new, man. This is going to be a million idea. That's how I used to, when I was a young guy, going to parties where everybody's got $1 million idea. Well, nobody does anything about it, so who cares? Take 10 of them and do something. Because when you fail at one, that will build your knowledge and build your expertise to try the next one a little better. And then you fail at that, and then you build the knowledge and expertise. Should I go to my bank agency for a small community, open a bank, some business account? No, you have to do now. Look at my last video I just put up a couple hours ago. You want to go to community banks. Okay, they're the only one if you want the PPP. The PPP is only at community banks. It will be at the big banks sooner, but they want to save it first for the community banks. What is the, I think it's CIB something, what the heck could do it? No, I thought I wrote it on here. No, look at one of the videos I've done for PPP. I put it in the description. Always start looking at my descriptions. You can't leave a discussion because too many scammers and everything. I had to stop that. ICBA, yes, .org, okay? International Community Bank Association, I guess, something like that. All right, ICBA.org. Go there, call a dozen of those banks. They may want you to already be a member, maybe not. So you keep calling until somebody says, okay, yeah, we'll help you. Yeah, that's all. And it may take you a dozen calls, maybe longer, maybe never. Well, but if you call one and they say no and you go home, then it's certainly never going to happen. So you got to give yourself every possible chance in the book. And even outside of the books. Or don't even keep books. Who cares? But that PPP is a, as an individual, self-employed, you don't have to have a business. You don't have to be incorporated. You don't have to have an LLC for this. Up to $1,000 is forgiven for income. So that's all you need. You need more than $100,000. I mean, up to $100,000. The IEDL that's $1,000 per employee, and that will be up soon. The old stuff is there. Remember, for you when you were little. Well, was I little then too, or I was still a grown guy? Man, I'm old as dirt now. Yeah. Are there paid program? Is there a paid program he has? Yes, it's called Let's Go Help. LESKOHELP.com. It's $20 a month, and that's where I answer your questions. You put in a discussion. It's a Facebook group, and I look at every one of those and ask, and then it gets into the group, and then the group helps along too, and then you can help other people too from what you know. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I've been, somebody talking to me? No. And to grow that, and it seems I'm looking for another platform. I mean, Facebook has blocked me out. I mean, for no legitimate reason. I didn't do anything. It's just some bumbling two-step authentication that's all screwed up, and I can't. I've been working on it for weeks and weeks and still can't get through. So if you know anything about two-step authorization and having somebody to, I even tried to go to, there's a headquarters here, not the headquarters, California for Facebook, but they have a big office here, but it's quarantined. I can't get close to it at all. I thought I'd just go hang around the building and try to hijack somebody. Yeah, I'm in the process of finding it, but as a result, I don't have any documents. I can't log in. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I have nothing. I want to change their mind. I didn't do anything. They don't say I did anything. It's just the robots aren't working right, or I screwed up along the way, setting up the two-step, and the robots don't have the answer. I've sent in my driver's license a half a dozen times already. Wait, see my comment above that. What comment? Oh, but you can also email me at letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. I'm in the process of fighting that one. During first stimulus, my business account was hacked. I never bank with Wise Banking. Oh, I see. Why? That sounds like a suspicious bank. Joe's Bank. He's wise. Thanks for sharing it. But let's go freeradio@gmail.com. I try to answer those. Unfortunately, the paying customers, the people who give me $20, I try to answer first. And business is good, and I'm very busy, so that's a little handicap to answer people that are outside. But just do it again. If you don't hear from me in 2 days, I'm a little backed up there, and when I go home now, I really have to answer. I think I got about 20 or 30 Facebook questions I got to answer as soon as I can. I try to get them out 48 hours, and usually I've been getting them out in 24 hours. And I give you all the links where to go. So, if you want to, buy a house, okay, here's all the websites where you live to help you buy a house, all the money and stuff like that. So it's like that for business or getting out of debt or legal problems, health care. Lots of people need dental care. So I show you how to get free and low-cost dental care. Stuff like that. Can you please describe the difference between EIDL and PPP? They're different letters. See, it's EIDL has 4, PPP has 3. So, sorry. The PPP Um, they're both called loans because that's what they start at. PPP is mainly you get a grant if the money they give you, you use it for paying employees and some other things, maybe rent. They have a bunch of things you could use it for. And if you use their loan for that, then, in a couple of months from now, you could say, and get it forgiven. And you don't have to pay it back. The EIDL is a loan, but they give you a grant up to $10,000 in addition to a loan. But the grant money ran out. The EIDL you could apply for now, but that's old EIDL money that has no grant attached. But the loan is good. It's only 2-3% interest, and you can't get any of that anywhere else. And so if you have credit card debt, man, you get an EIDL loan, pay off your credit card, because you're probably paying 15-20%, and that's crazy. So that's good. But soon they will have new grant money, and you want to get on that quick, because that's easier to get. You don't have to go through a bank. You go right through to the SBA and fill out a pretty easy form. And they'll give you, every employee will get up to $1,000. So if it's just you, you'll get a $1,000 grant, and then a loan. Then they'll tell you, okay, we could loan you $5,000. Do you want it or not? And you already have the grant. You say, screw it. But the PPP, you have to work through a bank or a financial institution. And we just gave that how to find. Right now, they want you to work with community banks. Community banks are not the big guys. So that's why the government's trying to make sure. So it's per employee as part. The grant is per employee for the EDIL, or is it EIDL? I forget. So it's just the grant portion is $1,000 per employee. But go in, if you're interested in that, go there now and see what that application looks like, because you could pretend to fill one out, but don't fill it out until they get the grant part up. But you could see the information you will need when the grant money arrives, so that you don't come next week and, oh my God, I need this or that, and waste 3 days trying to find something and the money goes away. So you want to go to the EIDL now, go through the application, see what information you have to get that you don't know yet. So when they pull the trigger, you could pull the trigger, and you'll be, one of those people sleeping out in front of Walmart getting a free TV. Right? Okay, guys, I have to go back and finish answering Let's Go Help questions. And that's such a joy, and that's where I learn so much. I only learn by hearing what your questions are, because then I said, oh, I could find this, and it makes me stretch more. Oh, I didn't know they wanted that. I always felt I could answer anything. I just don't know the question. And I always felt writing books like that. I could write a book on anything. I just don't know the title. There's so much information on anything. So, okay, talk to you soon. Thank you again for kind words. There's nothing more important that I get in life right now than hearing kindness from you. So whether you're giving it to me, just share that with as many people as you possibly can. We all need it. Thank you.